Welcome to the August 24th, 2026 meeting of the Florissant City Council. Please stand and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. City Clerk, please call the roll.
Egan. Here. Caputa. Here. Shildrock. Here. O'Donnell. Here. Pagano. Here. Parson. Here. Siam. Here. Harris.
Here.
Manganelli.
Here. At this time, we would like to observe a moment of silence for Mayor Reggie Jones of City of Delwood, who passed this week. A moment of silence, please. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is the approval of minutes. Are there any corrections or additions to the regular meeting minutes of August 10th, 2026? Hearing none, Councilman O'Donnell moves to approve the minutes, seconded by Councilman Shildroth. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Meeting minutes are approved. The next item on the agenda is hearing from citizens. This is a time to speak to the council on any issue, not necessarily on the agenda for 3 minutes. This is not a question and answer period. If you would like to speak to a council member or the mayor, please stay until after the meeting is over. If you are here to speak on a public hearing, please wait and speak when the public hearing is announced. Okay. Doesn't appear we have any citizen comments this evening. The next item on the agenda is communications, of which there are none this evening. The next item on the agenda is public hearings. Public hearing number 2608033.
In accordance with Section 405.135 of the Florissant Zoning Code, a public hearing will be held by the City Council of Florissant, Missouri in the council chambers of 955 Rue St. Francois on Monday, August 24th, 2026 at 7 p.m. on the following proposition. To amend ordinance number 9184 for Dr. Yaki, DBA Dr. Yaki Rafim Elohim Holistic Clinic for the installation of a wall sign exceeding 40 square feet in a B5 planned commercial district located at 660 Charbonnier. Citizens will have an opportunity to be heard. Anyone with special needs should contact the city clerk at least 5 days before said public hearing by calling 839-7630 or email cityclerk@florissantmo.com.
Is the petitioner or a representative present this evening for, yes, come on forward, please. Thank you. Hi, will you please state your name and tell us about this project?
Okay, I'm Tom Compass with 24-Hour Sign Company. We're the sign erector. And we just asked for a little variance because it was hard for the visibility as it was originally. And that was approved in the meeting 3 weeks ago.
Okay. So there was I think the meeting that was the planning and zoning meeting, I believe.
Correct.
Okay, so now we'll have this process that's separate through the council. I'm going to pass it to Councilman Egan. I think he has some questions.
Thank you, Mr. President. I appreciate it. Welcome, sir. Good to see you. Our code currently reads, and I'm going to quote it, under unusual or special circumstances, the building commissioner can approve larger signs. Can you tell me exactly in this situation what the unusual or special circumstance is? There's currently about a, 20 by 20 sign right out in front of on Charbonnier that's lit up pretty good. I just don't understand what the unusual or special circumstance in this situation is.
Well, the letters in the building are just harder to see from the road, being smaller, and we're really not any bigger than the previous tenant there. They had the same size also.
Okay, so the sign that's there right now is visible.
The ground sign.
I beg pardon?
You mean the ground sign?
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is going to be an additional sign facing the same direction on the wall.
It's a different elevation, I believe.
I don't know. That's pretty close. Hmm. Yeah, I guess that's my question. I went by there again today, and I went by there in the evening, and you have the Waffle House and the Traverse signs and now this sign. I don't know if we need another sign there, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. I don't see anything special or unusual about it. I'm not saying I'm not going to vote for it.
Okay.
I'm not convinced, to be honest. Is your sign, what color is your sign going to be?
Red channel letters?
Is it going to be moving?
No, they're stationary. No blinking, no flashing. It's static.
All right. Okay, well, I'm not overly convinced just yet. I'll take another look at it. That's all I have. Thank you.
Councilman Manganelli.
Thank you, Mr. President. Welcome. I just want to confirm this sign. It's going to be Dr. Yaki Health and Human Development Center. That's
Kind of long, yeah.
does it go around the back too, or I mean?
No,
just
it
seems-
doesn't,
It
but
seems pretty big.
it's a long name.
Yeah, it seems
I
very,
mean-
very long. Okay, I just wanted to confirm that and make sure. All right, thank you.
Councilman Caputa.
Thank you, Mr. President. My question is, it's going to be a wall sign, and it's more than 40 square feet, so how big are the letters going to be? I mean, you're going to have more than 40, if they're 1 foot letters and you got 40 of them, that's 40 square feet, correct?
Correct.
Okay,
Those
so when you write what Mr. Manganelli asked you, what you're gonna put on the side of the wall, how many letters is that? That's more than 40, right?
More than 40 square feet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all. So, and what does our ordinance claim? Our set at 40 square feet, correct?
For normal rules,
So
it's
you're
40
gonna
square
have
feet.
one big major, street sign plus the one that's more than 40 square feet that's on the wall.
Correct.
Correct? Okay, that's all. I just wanted to make
Okay.
sure because
Sure.
we have no pictures.
Oh, you don't have any?
We
I
have no
sh-
pictures of what you're planning, the color of the letters.
I don't know,
or
I thought they,
anything like that.
okay. Yeah, that's,
So, that's what I'm trying to get a visual of what you're
Yeah.
doing. And we don't have nothing that we can actually see physically other than imagining what you're talking about. So, as of right now, I can't support this. Thank you. That's all I have, Mr. President.
Councilwoman Pagano.
Hi, do you have a picture?
I don't, I figured you all had some, but I didn't bring.
Oh, you don't have one like on your laptop or anything since you're doing it?
No, I'd have to come back, if I need to come
I
back
was
next
just gonna give
meeting
you
or.
the opportunity to show
Yeah.
it, so I didn't know. All right, thank you.
Thank you. So there was previously a sign at this location. Travers Automotive sits right in front of where the sign is proposed. And Travers was there. They bought the church building that used to be Presbyterian Church. And then later came back and we approved a sign similar to the one you're proposing. However, the circumstance was different. In my mind, it was one business, one tenant, 2 lots, right, all together. So at that time, I think that was a consideration for me in supporting it, right? To me, the difference here is you have Travers still, and then you have another business, right? And then the sign would be right behind Travers there. To me, the consideration is because of a different circumstance. One tenant, I supported that. 2 tenants, I'm considering. Okay. Are there any more comments? Councilman Shildroth.
Thank you, Mr. President. Sir, did you provide pictures to planning and zoning when you appeared before them?
The first meeting, yes.
The planning and zoning? Okay.
I just thought you had,
So in theory,
copies,
they're
I
in-house,
didn't.
right? Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. I do remember seeing renderings previously. I'm not sure if it's in our packet this evening, but I do remember seeing some renderings before. However, I think I remember being green before, but you're saying it's red?
I believe, red
Okay.
channel letters,
Okay,
yes.
so So it seems it would be different than what I previously saw and what we had access to in previous meetings, because I think we postponed this because we didn't have someone to talk to, right? And now it's back on the agenda.
Right.
And somehow, I don't think it's in here, or it's different. So, okay, any other comments, questions from the council? Okay, anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay, I appreciate you being here tonight, and thank you so much.
So what happens next? Are you gonna have to,
Now I'm gonna ask if anyone in the audience has any comments and invite them forward, and then we'll continue with the process. This is the public hearing, so it's just for the public to know about it, right?
Okay.
And then between now and the next meeting, public has a chance, you know, to communicate, and/or the petitioner can communicate, and then we take it up at the next meeting for a vote.
also, we won't know to the next meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And if it gets rejected, can we come back with the 40 square foot? That would be in the,
Well, we just have to cross that.
oh,
bridge
it just
when we
doesn't
get
know, we
there.
don't know
Yeah.
until that happens?
Yes.
And when is that next meeting?
September 24th.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Before we close this public hearing, is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak on this public hearing? Okay. Hearing none. Councilman Egan moves to close the public hearing. Seconded by Councilman Shildroth. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The public hearing is closed. All right. My notes are out of order here. Let's see. I got them mixed up here. It's not there. No, I mixed it up. Apologize. Okay, the next public hearing. Let's see. I'm not seeing it. Public hearing number 2608034. Is the petitioner present? For Inspire Change Academy? Okay. She's going to read it, and then they're going to come forward. Yeah. Okay,
In
go ahead.
accordance with section 405125 of the Florissant zoning code, a public hearing will be held by the City Council of Florissant, Missouri in the council chambers, 955 Rue St. Francois, on Monday, August 24th, 2026, at 7 p.m. on the following proposition. A request from Dr. Sarah Briscoe, DBA Inspire Change Academy, LLC, to operate a daycare center in a B3 Extensive Business District located at 1930 North Highway 67. Citizens will have an opportunity to be heard. Anyone with special needs should contact the city clerk at least 5 days before said public hearing by calling 839-7630 or email cityclerk@florissantmo.com.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Briscoe, will you please come forward? Thank you. Good evening. State your name for the record, and then tell us about what you're doing.
All right, I am Dr. Sarah Briscoe, and I had a whole script. I was going to say good evening, President of the Council, Mayor, and all members. Hey, I got it right, okay. I am here to ask for a special use permit for 1930 North Highway 67. There we go. I also brought along my architect, John Wimmer. If we were to have any questions, he will be here to kind of assist with those questions. Oh, wow, this is my PD. Hold on just one second. That was weird.
It is professional development season in the school district. for
I
sure.
just did a whole PD with my
For sure.
staff, so
Could see how that
here we
would happen.
go. There we go. All right, Okay. So just to tell you just a little bit about myself, I am an educator, born and raised since a little girl playing school, and 27 years in education as a principal, every aspect of education you could think of. I've worked in TA, substitute, principal, director. My last position was director for St. Louis Public Schools, all of which equipped me. I'm just now realizing that everything that I did as a director for St. Louis Public School and all those jobs has prepared me for why I'm standing in front of you now. Our mission, of course, is to provide a safe and nurturing place where students can thrive emotionally, physically, and academically, and have lifelong success with all of those tools. We strive to empower, motivate, and inspire all students at Inspire Change Academy. The purpose is to provide quality childcare at a affordable expense. It's gotten pretty expensive. The state has come in and said that the building that I am currently wanting to lease has a capacity of 47 children. I will be servicing infants to school age, and I am full-time before and after care, summer academy, offering all those programs along with 24 hours a day to service those community members who work outside the 9 to 5 hours. Economic impact. I've been in Florissant for 22 years. And I hope to make an impact of bringing more jobs to the Florissant area, generating more local spending, increasing the child care for working parents, and revitalizing the property that I'm leasing as of right now. We plan to keep a safe and secure space for kids, cameras, controlled access entry. All the staff will be CPR trained. I just attended a Missouri conference Saturday to make sure that we had quality professionals in front of our kids. So talking to us around my staff getting CDA training and making sure they're highly qualified to stand in front of our kids. Fire and tornado drills will be given, will be performed, employee background checks, just everything that aligns to what the state is expecting. Traffic management, that was something that Deborah and I talked around. I reached out to MoDOT. We kind of explained, well, John talked to MoDOT, and it was all cleared as far as traffic and it being a problem. Parking spaces, all of that, we've kind of worked out. Project coordination, oh, I just talked about that. MoDOT, and then we met with Chief Turley to make sure that it's accessible for any kind of emergencies and fire equipment. Let's see, I already talked about proposed site plan. It's small. I don't know if you all have the PowerPoint in front of you. I do have copies if you want a copy.
We do have a copy of the
Okay,
PowerPoint.
awesome.
Thank you. Okay.
Well, I have
Oh, a
copies.
physical copy?
I come,
Okay. I see. You would.
oh, you want a copy
We have
of
we
the,
have the PowerPoint electronic, digital, but not.
you don't have the big copy.
Yeah, yeah. Sure.
Do you want the PowerPoint or the copy of the, let's see. Well, I don't have a big copy on me. I thought they made copies for you all, but I do have just a regular. Yeah, this is the right one. Okay, so here is one here. That's why you couldn't help with the laptop. I got you. See if I have another.
Joe.
All right, let me get through this. I don't have but a few more. I'm known to have long presentations, so I cut it down to 12 slides, 12 or 13 slides. So this just talks about the investment that I plan to make into the Child Care Center, which lets you know that I am going to be around for quite a long time. It's a big investment, but I believe it's worth investing in our children in the Florissant area, the children period, to make sure that they have the foundation that they need. And that is it. Thank you all for your consideration.
Okay, thank you. Let's see, Councilman O'Donnell.
Thank you, Mr. President. Welcome, Dr. Briscoe.
Thank you.
Thanks for reaching out, and we had a conversation. But I wonder if I could kind of talk about a few things. I went by the location today, and you know, your idea sounds great. It serves a need, obviously. Your background seems everything that you could want. But there's some things that stand out, especially about the property. The building just seems really small for that size of an endeavor, for that many children. What about a play area? And I too with our copy, could not kind of see that. Do you have plans to add a outside play area?
Yes, I do. And I have to admit that was one of the things when I saw the building that I thought about as well. And I had a great team with me that kind of made me think and look at things outside the box. So let me see if I can make this bigger for you guys. So if you look to the side of the building, you'll see that I'm okay to walk away, right?
Sure. Just know that the folks at home won't hear you unless you're in the microphone here.
Okay.
So, yeah. All right.
You'll see that the front doors.
There you go. Yeah, that maybe you could.
Thank you.
From there.
Oh, perfect. You'll see that there is a gate here that leads to the front door. And then, so kids will exit out of the gate, and the gate goes all the way around here. So the play area is found within this area. I did bring the state out to kind of walk the place and talk me through some things as well, so they're part of my team. And this is what their suggestion was. We're actually providing more of a playground area than expected. I think they said, John, correct me, was it 1,200? And we bumped it?
We're about 50% higher
Than what? Yeah.
So is
we're
that
actually
area?
providing more of an
So there's an
space.
existing trash area, enclosed trash area now.
It will be
So this
moved.
play area is behind that?
Yes, the trash area is moved here. The trash dumpster.
Right, but
So
where it
that
is
makes
right
it
now,
clear.
the play area is behind that?
Yes.
Going toward the back of the building?
Yes.
Okay. So as I look at it, could you kind of talk about what the inside would look like? Because in looking in the windows, there's one large grate area, I would call it.
Right.
And then on the right side, there's a hallway that has a couple of, looks like existing rooms. So what will happen in all those spaces?
So this will remain open, but if you look here, you'll see that as you walk through this door, there's a hallway right now, and there's like 4 little rooms, because it used to be a chiropractic office. So those rooms, the walls are going to be knocked out, and we're going to make one big infant toddler room here. Now with the infant, this will be the infant toddler suite area. However, you cannot walk through the infant and toddler. No one can go through the infant and toddler area. So they have their own exit here, but we had to create a small hallway that would get us here to the warming kitchen and to the 2-year-old or the 3-year-old classroom. Haven't really decided what, it's probably gonna be, it's gonna be a mixed level classroom. But to prevent anyone from walking through this area, we have to put a firewall up that separates the infant toddler area from the rest of the
And where would the sleeping area be? And for what ages would that be, other than toddlers or babies?
The sleeping area would be in the classrooms with cots.
So that could be any age, so like I
Yes.
think you went from 6 weeks to 12 years, is that pretty accurate?
Yes.
So what about bathrooms, and so they're,
So the restrooms, you'll see here there's an ADA restroom on the side of the office area. And then as you go here towards the back of the building, you'll see there's an existing restroom, but we need to make some, changes, some small tweaks so that we have 2 restrooms and 2 sinks, children sizes.
so would there be a limit on the overnight? Because it seems like that would be really difficult
Most
if you
definitely.
had
Yeah.
you know, teens, like boys and girls, not preteens, I guess, and then all the way down to infants. So how would you think
they're
about
in-
numbers with that?
They would be in separate classrooms. My infants and toddlers have their own area, so
Right.
they will not intermingle with the older group.
So there'd be just one contiguous rooms for boys and girls? Just one room where they all would be for in the sleeping area?
So that's something to think on. You've got my juices going. I'd like to think as an educator that supervision is of the utmost right now. I have a home child care, and I have 3 staff members along myself with 12 kids. I'm overkill when it comes to making sure that kids are safe and making sure all circumstances are in the best interest of kids. So I think it would just depend on the amount of kids I have, the ages of the kids, and then we would tweak it from there.
So
But no,
you're
there's
talking-
no specific area that I've designated in that building for sleeping.
Okay. Talking about certifications as well, and so I'm sure that, there's a lot of background for teachers, for caregivers. Would you have any kind of nursing staff?
That is something that I am looking into because I know that nursing and social work are counselors, either or. I know with today and our youth that there are support systems that need to be in place. So depending on budget and grants and all that great stuff would depend on that, but I have given it some serious thought about having a nurse
So that leads
and a
to
social worker.
kids that need medication. How would that be administered, and who would be doing that?
I would be the one administering, or a highly qualified staff member. There is a waiver, and there are things in place where parents can decide on if that's something they want us to do, or do you want to come pick your child up and administer any medication. But I would be the one giving the medication, as I do now.
With regard to the food area, so it's a warming kitchen, I think is, or maybe I don't have that designation exactly correct, but, so no food preparation, but they bring food with them and it would be warmed up. So is there a storage facility, like refrigerators for all of their
That's
different
all
containers, and
Yeah,
that-
that's all
part of it?
included in the warming kitchen area. It
Okay.
will be a kitchen at, and yeah, we'll just be warming food or catering food in.
Do you have a sense of what an average would be? Like, so out of, say, 10 kids, what would be the average amount of time that they'd be there? Are they there for an 8-hour day of workday, or are they just there for 2 or 3 hours, maybe before or after school? Do you have a sense of how that would,
Yeah, there's a variation. So I can look now at my home child care. I have, let's take Leori. She gets dropped off at 7:30 and picked up at 4:30-ish. So it's about 8-9 hours. It gives the parents a half an hour to get to work, 8 hours to work, half an hour to come pick up your baby. After school, I have a Demi who goes to Coldwater. I pick her up at 3:30, 3:40-ish, and her mom picks her up at 6.
and the school part of it, the lessons and things, would that just be during the day, essentially?
Yes,
for kids
everything that I
come during the day?
do is intentional and purposeful. So I will assess all kids that come through the door. And then from there, it will be free play, but it will be kind of a directed free play, per se.
see. Okay. I'm sorry, I just got some notes here. And I guess security, and obviously that's, you know, the most important thing.
Yes.
So certainly of the kids, but then the facility too, and especially people coming and going. So what kind of protocol, and I'm just thinking of, I guess, maybe the worst case scenario, a situation where there's a parent has custody and the other parent decides they want to pick up the child. So how is someone that is working, say, at night, going to be aware of whether or not they should allow someone into the building?
So we do have procedures for who can pick up and drop off. There's applications where you put your emergency contacts on. If they're not on the emergency contact list, after checking an ID of some sort, or custody would be a conversation with whoever enrolls the student. And normally, birth certificate is looked at. Father, if both parents are on the birth certificate, then court documents need to be provided, things of that nature. And that's the same throughout the day. It's going to be 24 hours. That's just checking to make sure that we're releasing kids to the right adult.
So once somebody accesses the building, do they have access to enter into any part of the building? Or is there a contained area where they can't move?
There is a contained foyer area, an entry area here. You'll see that there's a door here,
Okay.
and there's a receptionist here,
Okay.
or a secretary or administrative assistant.
I noticed one of the things in
And then
looking at
there's
the property, I'm sorry to interrupt.
I'm sorry,
Were
go
you not
ahead.
finished?
I said, and then there's me here. I consider myself security as well. No, I'm just playing.
On the back of the building, there's a fence that goes to another property that it appears to me to belong to a car repair that's actually on Florissant Road. It's got a very deep lot that goes around the back. But there's a door out of the back of this building
Yes.
that empties into that parking lot, but it's completely fenced in. So how would that work? I'm not sure how that ever was zoned with a previous tenant, but would it actually appear that when you exit out that back door, you'd be on somebody else's property back there? Do you have any sense of how or what you would use that door for?
So the property is owned by the same person. My building is owned by the same
I see.
person.
So this would be a leasing situation?
Yeah, and
Gotcha.
so we have talked around sharing the space, specifically for staff parking. There is a fence, but it will be a rolling fence to where we would have access to open and shut that fence accordingly, especially during, if there's an emergency of any sort.
Is there any fence on the front of the building?
There will be.
So is that what the play area will be, or is there a more secure part of that?
No, the fence will run from the front door all the way out and around. So there will be a gate to get in that fence, either here or here.
Okay. I think that's generally the questions that I have, so I appreciate your
No
your-
problem.
your
You said a
answering those.
couple. No, I'm just fine.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
I'm happy to answer your questions.
Councilwoman Parson.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Hi.
Thank you, Dr. Briscoe.
No problem.
I have more than a couple questions. As an educator myself, I know that we have to perform particular drills within a particular time frame.
Yes.
Are you going to be linked in with DESE in order to have those drills performed? And
Yes.
what will those drills look like in a 24-hour setting?
So I think in a 24-hour setting, the drills would be the same because a fire is a fire, whether it's at 8 o'clock in the morning or 3 a.m. in the morning or 9 o'clock at night. So the drills will be performed the same. We do have to have a certain amount of drills. It's a little different from running a school because we don't have to have as many tornado drills, as many earthquake drills and intruder drills, things of that nature, especially with having infants and having to get them in and out and all that great stuff. But yes, there are a certain amount of drills that we have to have, and the drills will remain the same.
Okay, thank you. You stated that it would be, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a income that would be comparable, since childcare is so expensive these days. Are you working on a sliding scale fee, or what are you working on to determine the cost of how much it's going to be?
There is a sliding scale fee, and I do know, again, I just have conversations. I sit down and have conversations with my parents. I let them know my price, and then just depending on body language, depending on the need, then we have discussions thereafter. I have a parent now who lost subsidy, and so no, I'm not going to just, I'm here for kids, so I'm not just going to boot your kid out. How can we work this out? We'll just put something on the back end, and if you can come up with it later, fine. If not, you know, maybe I can find a grant out there or something, but.
Okay. When you say school age, what's the cutoff for school age?
It's 12 years of age, so that's probably
Sixth
like
grade?
sixth grade.
Okay.
And that's for before and after care. I don't
Before and after care.
teach
Okay.
that.
Do you have a transportation van or vehicle that picks up and drops off before and after care?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Mr. O'Donnell answered the question, or you answered the question about the food. So you're going to either have it catered in or you're going to warm it up. And, sorry, I got notes everywhere. Free play, we can't get enough of that. In a regular school setting, we have to do these things, and I applaud you for doing free play. So I really like that. And then my last thing is, do you feel like you can do a workaround for a nurse if all staff is CPR trained?
I do. I do. I really believe that SEL, social and emotional need, is of greater need, to be honest. So social worker, counselor would be my first choice.
Beautiful. Thank you. That's all I have.
Councilwoman Pagano.
Hi. Well, Ms. Parson did ask some of my questions. It must be the mom. So I guess I'm sort of confused here. You said that the kids won't really, the children won't interact with each other, the olders with the youngers. Is that what I heard you say?
So infants and toddlers won't interact. 5 to age. So I don't want to say interact and play. They won't play together per se, but they'll have their own areas, but they'll be in the same area. They will be supervised highly. There will be a teacher for my school age kids, 5 and up, and a teacher for my 3 to 5-year-olds per se. And so you have one half of the big room will probably more than likely, because I'm not in there yet, haven't designed it, I'm still getting through this process, but there will be an area for my older kids and an area for my younger kids that are past the 3-year-old mark. But all of my babies to 2 are in their own wing.
And they're in the back of the building, correct? By the
2-year-olds
warming station?
Would be
right?
kind of here,
Uh-huh.
infants and toddlers here.
And then the toddler. Okay, wait a minute. I have notes like she had notes. So I do have a question about the gate that you just talked about over on this side, I guess, the front of the building out. Is that, you're taking away more parking spots, right? Making that area a play area and moving the trash can, you're taking out more parking.
So from
On-
what I
on
understood.
The right side, am I correct? Because
don't-
there's not that many parking spaces up there in the front. It's a very small front lot.
I don't know if they were they parking here, John? I know we. No, right here, right here.
You're gonna have to
We're
Will
come
talking
up.
right
will you
here.
come on forward
Yeah,
and
you're gonna
that way?
have to come up.
Thank you.
I was
John,
just
they're not
saying,
talking about 10, you're talking here, and I don't know if there were parking places, but we did work out, again, an agreement to where you can pass through here, and there's parking spaces in the back of the building.
where in the back of the building? Is that
Hmm?
if Mr. Travers moves the fence?
No, it's not.
Okay.
No.
Well, if
You want to show her?
you want to share it around.
Will you speak into the microphone so, one, we can hear for the record, and 2, the people at home can?
Hi, I have a full site plan that has the entire property, and I'll just show it to you now, but if you want to pass it around, everyone get a better detailed view of it, that the front is obviously the daycare building, and in the back, there is what appears to be sort of an auto service garage or something. It's not. They're using it for storage.
Yeah, I'm having trouble understanding what you're.
Yeah, you can put it underneath here.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay, so you can talk off. So here's the back of the building. Oh, sorry.
Right, where the fence is, because I drove it and I could not get through. So you're saying if Mr. Travers puts in a moving gate, then you would be able to park,
Yes.
park back there and then stop. So then, but parents drop off and pick up, it just looks, when you take that fence in the front of the building to go straight across to block off the playground, you're taking up 2 parking spots to put the dumpster there to the right.
Taking one parking spot.
You're taking up a parking spot.
We're removing one where you can see the dashed outline there where the laser is pointing. There's currently a parking space there. And right where you can see the arrow, right underneath there, that's where the dumpster enclosure is presently sitting.
Okay,
And so in order for all of this to work, the circulation from the building and the play area and back inside, that trash enclosure has to move down where you can see it's right there.
So there's no parking spaces. So when parents come in, they can park here, 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 or here, and drop their kids off.
So the striped area
Where you
is sort of
going? There were-
indicating the walk path.
But we're preferring the drop-off area be here, and then walk through this gate to the front door. Where is the front door? Am I?
Yeah, your alarm gates here. There you go.
okay, the gate that's not there, what happened? So, and children are gonna be picked up from school by bus? And where's that bus gonna go?
What bus? I
Well,
have a
if-
van. I'll be picking
Okay,
up and dropping off.
because there's only one one way in there. I mean, there's a median on Lindbergh, so, I mean, you can only get off, what direction is that? Help me. North.
Yes.
Would you have to cut through? Would you have to cut through U-Haul? That's what I'm saying. There's only one access in there from Lindbergh, one way in.
Right.
right? So I'm saying if a bus comes in or a van, or what if, I don't get it, because don't other kids,
So-
you will be transporting the children, so you have your own van that's gonna take children to whatever school they go to in the morning?
For before and after care, yes.
Okay,
So what we did was Turley came, the fire chief came out, just to see if his, what did he call it? Red or something, his fire truck would get in there and be able to back out and come out of that one entrance. And he cleared it to do so, with taking away parking spot 10.
I'm not, right, and I'm thinking of that van, or else if there is parents in there or whatever, if that van's gonna make the turn and the traffic in the morning and all day on Lindbergh is sometimes horrendous, especially in that area. So that's what I'm worried about.
So we cleared it with MoDOT as far as traffic and as far as the van getting in. My van is nowhere near the length of the fire truck. So I know that it will get in and out, if that's what you're asking.
Is there one van or two? I'm just saying
It's
if,
one. And it's a Chrysler.
right. And it holds how many children?
8? Yes, it's a mini.
Right, it's a mini-man. So, but I'm just saying you have 57 children, that's why I would,
47.
okay,
47,
47
but they all won't
children.
be before and after
If half of them were in school, that's what I was sort of worried about.
But you have to keep in mind, though, some of them, okay, yes, for after school, I'll have to pick them up. The
Mhm.
parents will pick them up to go home, yeah.
Okay, and then the sleeping, there's no like private rooms for the children? I mean, for the infants? I mean, they'll just be in cots and cribs in the back?
In their room. There's 2 rooms. There's on the infant wing, I don't know where it went, but on the infant, there's an infant wing. They have their own entrance that's it. They have a door that separates them from everyone else. And then toddlers has a door that separates them from everyone else.
Right.
So they'll be in their own classrooms.
Okay, so if I have 10 toddlers or infants in that one room, like trying to sleep, what if what do you do like sickness? I'm not trying to be silly, I don't know, like if somebody's sick.
There is
And where do you put all these children to isolate?
So if someone's sick, they go home. They don't stay in the facility. They go home and they're isolated until someone can pick them up.
So there is like an isolation room?
There will be an isolation area.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, right now, I'm finished. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you for your questions.
Councilman Childrath.
Thank you, Mr. President. Some of my questions were answered. On the 24-hour setup, what is the magic number that you can live with for kids that are going to be there spending the night you feel comfortable with?
15,
Okay, and how many staff would be?
15 to 20 maybe. And
Okay,
it'll be 3 staff members.
so 3 staff members would be for the overnight,
Yes.
okay? Can you talk about the security, the cameras, where they're going? Can you point out and talk about that?
I can't. I'm sorry, but I know I'll have them. I haven't had anyone to come out. I haven't had access to the building yet.
Okay,
I did have a fire guy come out, but
okay,
it's just scheduling with my agent, myself, and the contractors, and that's
Mhm.
actually a question I was gonna ask you all tonight, if I could get started, but I don't know the process in all of that, because the longer this process takes, the longer it takes for me to get up and going, the longer it takes for me to make money to stay open.
On-
So, but I would think at the front door area, John, I don't know, you and I haven't even talked about cameras. Parking lot, front door, back door, definitely within the building, inside. I have cameras in my home right now,
now,
so.
what, on the
And
front,
they're all around my house and inside.
okay, on the front door, would that be something heavier duty than a commercial door? Would it be like a buzz system with, a pretty
Yes.
hard to get in if you didn't have
Most
business
definitely.
there?
Yes.
Hit my point? Okay.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Can you talk about the 24-hour, would that be Monday through Friday or 7 days a week?
It would be a gradual process, but I am 7 days a week right now.
So that's
And
what.
I'm till
that-
9 o'clock at my home, but it will be 24 hours. It's a gradual process.
Okay, so you would like, if you get open, you're gonna, or your proposal would be 24 hours, 7 days a week, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, that's all I have right now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Councilman Caputa.
Thank you, Mr. President. Welcome. I think it's a great idea, 24 hours. My only concern is, I know we have an ordinance to where a daycare has to be a standalone building. I believe, correct? Mr. Hessel?
Yes.
And isn't your building connected to the tire store that's next to it?
It is
It
considered
is
a
all- they're all
standalone.
Actually, that is my concern. I know we don't allow daycares or nothing in shopping centers.
Right.
So that would be considered a shopping center, correct? I would assume.
It's not zoned as such. is
Different
what
than a
I'm-
shopping center, but I understand your point, is that they have a shared wall.
Yeah.
So is that still considered a standalone building?
I believe it would be.
Okay, that was, I mean, that's.
That was
that
my
would be
question
my
too, when I
only
looked at it.
concern. And my other concern would be what Ms. Pagano came up with the children sleeping at night on 24 hours. Say you may have, you got the max for 47 people, correct?
Yes. I
And,
will have.
I mean, I don't know how much a demand is for a 24-hour, for these kids to sleep, and how you would separate it, would be enough room to have their own own beds. Are you gonna supply beds for them, or
So infants and
sleeping
toddlers.
bags?
Yeah,
or
infants and toddlers will have baby beds on wheels for
Cots.
emergency. But I do have cots. Every child will have a cot.
That would be my concern also about having them sleeping at night. I mean, different, because you got, like you said, you're gonna separate the different age groups. So during the day, do you take the beds down, the cots down, and at night, you'll put them back up? And
Yeah.
do they bring their own linen? Do
So I have,
pillows and stuff like that? I mean, if you got them 20, it's kind of like a hotel room.
Well,
really, with-
I wouldn't have them 24 hours. It's only for those parents who may work 11 to 7 or 3
Correct.
to 11.
So
So I
they're
would
gonna be
have them
sleeping
all
for a few
night,
hours.
yes. But I do have cots and they will be stored in storage somewhere.
So each
Like
one
right now.
possibly could have their own?
Yes,
It's like
they
one
have their
night
own
you can
cot.
have 1, 2, 3 kids only a couple of nights a week, then you might have another one, another couple of nights a week, correct?
Yes.
So they'll each have their own individual
Most definitely.
sleeping, okay.
Right now, I have names on cots. And the cots are, I guess they're evolving because they like stack on top of each other. So it doesn't take up as much room.
So you're gonna have like bunk beds or berthing areas? On the ship. where you
Well, no, they
30 people
stack and then you
stacked on
just
top
lift
of
them
each
up
other.
and put them in their spots, so.
But no, okay. All right, thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you for your question.
Councilman Egan.
Thank you, Mr. President. It seems like there's a lot of unanswered questions that have come up in this public hearing. I myself am very uncomfortable with you said you may or may not have separate sleeping rooms for boys and girls and toddlers and infants. I think you answered the question that we're going to have at least 3 staff members during the overnight hours,
Yes.
and that's at every overnight hours? And what do you consider
Well,
the
wait.
overnight?
So it depends on the kids. If I have 1 kid or 2
Mm-hmm.
kids or 5 kids, I'm not gonna have 3 staff members.
So what is your ratio going to be for overnight as far as watching the kids overnight?
I would follow the state's ratio recommendations, which
Okay.
is a 1, depending on the age group. So infants and toddlers is 1 to 4. 2-year-olds is 1 to 8. 3 and up is 1 to 16. No, 3-year-olds is 1 to 16, 3 to 5, And then 5-year-olds is 1 to 20, I do believe, or 1 to 18.
So if you had an infant and 4 toddlers, would you have, or 4 6-year-olds, would you have 1 or would you have 2?
So for an infant and 4 6-year-olds,
Yes.
so that would be 2 staff members.
Okay. I'm not against your idea, but I really don't like this building and the setup. I don't think it's conducive to a daycare. And I'll go into this now. I went up there today, and when I got there, the back part is not accessible because of the gate. However, U-Haul is accessible, the U-Haul lot. If you had a real fire emergency there, it would be an absolute catastrophe. I don't know where the kids would go if they came out of the building and how the fire truck would get on the lot without running the kids over. There's really nowhere for kids in emergency to go. And then you have the cross traffic with the U-Haul lot. Is that going to be opened? That access to the U-Haul lot, is that open?
There is a fence
No, you can
there
drive right through it. I
that
drove there
would
today.
separate, I'm sorry.
You can drive to the U-Haul lot. I did that today. So
So-
if I'm coming down Florissant Road,
I know what you're talking about.
I could cut through the U-Haul lot. They may not like it, and then go right to your business, correct?
You can cut through the U-Haul lot, yes, and you'll be at the side of the fence of the playground area, yes.
So is it?
You'll be
I'm
in the
just-
parking lot, correct.
The whole fence thing has got me a little confused, the playground area. Is that going to block the access from the U-Haul?
No, you'll be on the parking lot on the side of the fence. However, I did have a conversation with U-Haul, and their response was they're usually filled up there. So there will not, on a regular basis, there will not be a passageway there, because I was trying to figure out a way for parents to go out and come in a different way. So it was the exact opposite of what you're asking. I was trying to get them access in and out without it backing up Lindbergh, but he said that he would be he's usually full, his trucks are full, so he couldn't guarantee that would be open. It was a question you asked, and I wanted to go back to it to kind of clarify.
Was
some
it about the
things.
kids sleeping together or the number of workers?
I should have wrote
If you
it
can think of
down.
it, you can bring it back up.
Okay.
So this play area, help me out, where's that going to be?
It's the hatched area right there.
Okay,
Oh.
that's behind the building, correct?
It's to the side of it.
it is, right here.
It's on the side. Where is the front door to the building? I'm really,
Right here?
okay. And the fence to go to the traverse, so it's on the side of the area. Well, that's where the entrance to the U-Haul is.
The entrance to U-Haul is right here, I know.
Yeah.
It's right in this area, but usually there's stacked trucks that go here.
Okay, well, there was not today. I drove right through. What is the square footage of the proposed play area going to be?
1,200 square feet.
Architect might
No,
know
it's more than
that.
that.
1,500.
It's 1,516.
1,500 square feet-ish?
Yep.
And we only need 12.
And that's not dependent upon the, getting any access through the gate or with the traverse people through the gate, correct? That's going up no matter what, right?
Right.
What is
I know what, I remembered. the
Okay, go
question.
right ahead.
Okay, so you asked about emergencies.
Yeah,
Because that
yeah.
was something that,
Yeah.
when the state marshal came in, we talked around that, and that was the reasoning for the rolling fence. The fence is not going to be locked per se, but we could open the fence for kids to get out. When there's an emergency, there's always a place that you designate for kids to go. So we wouldn't have to worry about emergency vehicles coming up and running over kids and all of that. We have a safe space that we have to identify, that when kids come out, where we will go
Okay.
together as a unit.
So that back door there's a fire at that back door. Where's your safe spot for the kids? The fire trucks are gonna come up and, where number 10, 11, and that, they're
So
gonna come
here,
in
you're
there.
saying there's a fire here?
Well, there's fire at the back door, so they can't get out the back door. Where are they gonna go?
They're gonna go out the front two entrances,
Yeah, okay.
and then from there I'll designate a safe space. Any business that may be close, could be U-Haul, it could be a church,
Okay, so-
whatever's in the area.
I was there today, and I'm really gonna take umbrage with the 14 spaces, because 8 and 9, if you're trying to get into 13, if there's a car in 8 and 9, I don't think you can make the turn. I don't know who drew that out or how that was drawn out. I don't think you can make the turn into 13. I was there today, and
It's striped that way presently.
I beg pardon?
It's striped that way presently.
Oh, I see how it's striped, I just don't think you can do it. And if we have a fire emergency, I sure don't know where you're gonna put kids at. And I think it's
So-
a real consideration.
Keep in mind that parents drop off, go to work, and pick up. So cars will not be sitting there. My staff is parked here
Where's your staff parking at, ma'am?
in the back.
Push this down so you can see it.
Now, do you already have an agreement with Travers, or you're working on an agreement? I'm confused on this.
You said I already have an
Do you
agreement.
have an agreement with
Yes.
Travers in place that's been reviewed by the city attorney? I think that was brought up in P&Z or somewhere along the line, that you have to have an access agreement that was gotta be approved by the city.
Yes, I don't know. if
Has
it's-
that happened, Mr. Hessel?
I've seen it, and it's, candidly, it's pretty fair and balanced. It contains the kind of things that I would look for.
Okay.
Such as, it's not terminable unless they quit operating the daycare center. It's got to be recorded with the St. Louis County Recorder of Deeds and things of that nature. It can be rescinded by the city council if the special use permit is no longer available. So it has almost all of the things that I would be looking for, except I can't identify the 3 dedicated spaces that are referenced in the cross-access agreement, but that's easily resolved.
Okay.
Or fixable, I should say.
Thank you. What is the longest amount of time that a child would be at your center?
That would depend upon the work schedule, because we have some parents who work 12-hour, 10 and 11-hour shifts. Some work 8-hour shifts. So it depends on the work schedule and the circumstance.
Is there going to be a washer and dryer on site?
Yes,
Where's that going to be on this diagram?
probably basement.
Do we have diagramming of the basement? I mean, I
It's
guess
just
we
for
should probably have
storage.
that.
The basement is storage. It's only used for storage.
And washer and dryer, right? Okay. Again, I'm very honest with you, I don't like the setup on this. I think it's too tight, especially if you're going to put a chain link play area out there, but I'm only one of 9 people, and thank you for coming and answering my questions so far. Thank you.
Thank you.
Councilman Manganelli.
Thank you, Mr. President. You would think being last, all my questions would have been asked, but they haven't. Just so your transportation is going to be a minivan?
Yes,
Okay,
for now.
so- Okay, just so you know, there's really only 5 available seats in a minivan for the kids. 3 in the back, 2 in the middle. I hope you're not putting one in the front seat, but anyway. Alrighty. How many kids, like during the day, is going to be where you have your most kids? How many kids do you foresee being there during the day?
It's really hard to determine that. Right now, I have 10 kids during the day, and I'm at max.
Okay.
So I'd say 35 to 40.
At any one time, there'd be 35 to 40 there?
I have a capacity of 47.
Correct. Okay, so that would mean that you'd have to have 7 or 8 teachers, or, okay.
And high expectations for them.
Okay. So I see 4 parking spots for staff. That's the only thing I'm wondering about. So are you,
Well, you see 4, but you also have
All the-
10
okay.
others.
okay. Okay, so hopefully they'll only have 3 or 4 parents show up at a time to pick up then, I guess. So I'm assuming that you're gonna be the director then?
Yes.
Okay. For 24/7, is there a need for a second director?
No, there's not a need for a second director. I can have
Okay.
an assistant director or a lead teacher.
Okay. I should mention my daughter was a director for preschool too, so preschool daycare.
Okay.
So the playground will be operational on day 1?
It won't be?
Will it be, I should say, will it
It
be?
should be, yes. I wouldn't be licensed. I couldn't get licensed if
Okay.
it's not operational.
Okay. You say you're gonna have, you'll have tornado drills. Where will they go during a tornado drill?
What do you
Like
mean?
when I was in grade school, we went in the hallway where there was no windows or anything.
Right, they
and
would
we
be along
crouched
the
down.
side of the walls. There's a hallway where the restroom is. There's another hallway as you go to the warming kitchen.
Okay. In your presentation, you had the warming kitchen, you had the area behind that, you said that's where the 2-year-olds would be?
Yes.
Okay. Where is a method of egress out of that area? Say if there's a fire in the warming kitchen, where are the 2-year-olds, how are the 2-year-olds gonna get out?
That's a question. That's a great question.
Yeah.
That was not brought to my attention by I've had the state folks take a look at this. I've had the fire marshal from the state take a look at this and suggest this whole layout.
Okay.
So,
That's
that's
just
a
the one.
question I can't really.
Okay, that's just one thing that kind of pops out at me.
I know there's
What-
3 exit. I know when the state fire marshal came, he talked about the egress and talked about the infant and toddler wing having its own exit. He talked about the back door being an exit and the front door and the measurements and all that great stuff. So I'm assuming that's something that cleared with him.
Yeah, I do see that as a problem. Let's see what else I got here. Okay. How, the older kids, parents come pick them up, they go 2-3 doors down to the car wash, they find out the car wash has candy and ding-dongs and all that stuff. How are you gonna keep the kids inside and, not try and leave during, how are you gonna keep kids from escaping or leaving the premises?
So we do have a door that stays locked, supervision, with my adults. They'll be there to ensure that kids are engaged and stay within the 4 walls of our building. Same as a school and any other place where kids are unhappy and want to get out. There's processes and procedures.
Okay, all righty. Now, real quick too, I'm a little turned around those spots. Let me see, I got this turned off. I guess 1 through 7. Is it on the other side? Is that the U-Haul?
Yes, the U-Haul's here.
Okay. So, is there any way to get around those spots? Like if you were to put in concrete parking lot barriers? Like to the right or left of spot number 1? Is there a cut
Here?
through that? Yeah.
Or here.
Down, right in there, right in that area. Can that be a cut through from U-Haul if you have the other spots blocked off with the concrete barriers. Right where your
Yeah.
pointer is. They can still drive through that area.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I don't know with the dumpster there if they could get through.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Okay, alrighty. Well, I think that went faster than I thought. Thank you, that's all I have. And thank you very much, too.
No, thank you for
I
your
did have-
questions. You guys, your questions are, yeah, they actually help.
Yeah, and I will say, my daughter, like I said, being a director and everything, I had her go through my packet with me to ask a bunch of questions. And
She helped you out, I got
Yeah,
you.
so,
Yeah,
okay, I appreciate it.
no problem, thank you.
Thanks.
Councilman Egan.
Yeah, just real quick to follow up, I would appreciate if you could, because I really can't see this diagram, all of the specifics. I'd appreciate if you could make the documents, if we don't already have them in the city, if we have those, that's my first request.
You
And then
should
my
have 'em.
second question would be, on my diagram, it looks like parking space number 1 and 2 is kind of boxed in, has lines going through it. What does that mean?
That they're designated for drop-off, no matter what, no, there will be.
So then there
no-
won't be parking in 1 or 2?
No. There will be drop-off and pickup.
So then, the number of spots we have then are 3 through 7, and then 8 through 14, correct?
Yes, that's.
Which
what
is
we
total
decided,
of
right?
12, correct? I count 12.
He's saying, parking spots 1 and 2 will not be used for parking.
No, for very temporary drop-off and
So those aren't parking spots then, correct?
correct.
So then we have a total of 12 parking spots on this sheet, correct?
And the 4 in the back.
All right, thank you. If we could get, if we could get a better diagram, I sure would appreciate it.
She may, I don't know why you all don't have the big ones.
I don't think we have a copy of this one.
We don't have anything in our packet. I have it on digital here, even on this one. But if we get one, we're blowing up,
Yeah.
clear to see what room is what room, I'd appreciate it.
I thought we had those made.
Those were given to the Planning and Zoning Commission. They don't send them to the council.
Gotcha. They didn't tell me I needed to make 2 groups of 11.
We have that here if you want to see it.
If you could get that to our city clerk, she'll distribute it to us. I'd appreciate it.
Okay. Councilman Egan, is that it?
That's it, I'm
You
done.
didn't tell me that.
Thank you. Couple of follow-up questions. A lot of my questions were answered that I wrote down, but in our staff report, under existing site conditions, there's a line that says, because the proposed use includes care for children under 2.5 years of age, the design professional shall demonstrate compliance with the applicable provisions of the 2021 International Building Code for Group E and/or Group I for occupancies. Just wondering if,
We have 2, so can I?
so you're aware of that, and this, you're
Yes,
saying that this
absolutely.
meets that, okay.
They're
And-
typically only I-4, but we've got, now that it's bumped up to 2021, the requirements for fire suppression are different. And so you can see here, I've lined out where there is a 2-hour separation between occupancies. So the E-use would be actually for the small kids, so I can isolate that from the rest of it, which then would be the I-4 use group.
Okay, thank you for speaking to that. And then a follow-up question about the staff ratio. I too have a lot of experience with kids.
Yeah, I don't have it, my numbers and
Sure,
dates.
I
have to
think,
look.
I think my recommendation, I'm just based on my thoughts and my, I mean, I don't see how you could have, at any time, really just one person. Because, you know, when you go to answer the door, you answer the phone, or, you know, I feel like you would always need 2 people on site,
Right.
in my opinion, because just things happen and you need a team member, right?
Right.
So there's that, and then clarification about the overnight staff, because I think that's probably something we're trying to get our heads around, how that happens. And I know that, you know, in my work, I have had kids that I knew that went to overnight at times. In some cases that I can think of, those were actually foster kids. But the overnight shift, would the staff always be expected to be awake?
Would they be expected to be awake?
Overnight.
Definitely.
Okay, so.
When kids are sleeping, you're supposed to be supervised.
So everybody that's working would be awake?
Yes.
Okay. And then the other concern I have, and I'm sure it's your concern too, because you're an educator, is that, you know, kids coming to school tired. You know, and that could happen when they're at home, you know, maybe even more so. But for school-age kids, you know, the kindergarten through 6th grade or whatever, right? If they're there, would they go straight to school then from the overnight, or I don't know how that works. I guess if it's, you know, 11 to 7 shift, and they, you know, I mean, most elementaries don't start till after 8 around here, but I wonder where they would they go straight to school? Or how
No,
would that-
parents would have to pick their kid
They would
up
have to
after
pick them
their
up and
shift
then
is
take them to
over.
school.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I just have seen that be hard on kids to do that. I'm not saying, that might be the best option or the safest option for
Yeah.
them at that time, so I understand that. So that was my wonder and my sort of thought around, trying to, you know,
Wrap
make
your
it
head
work.
around the 11,
Right,
7,
right,
yeah.
yeah, so, let's see, I think, someone already asked about the tornado, and I guess, having not been in the building, and I haven't seen the building, I haven't driven by, but the exterior, I was wondering about exterior windows. We don't know, you know, if they're, do we know if there are, how many exterior windows there are?
Well, they're all front-facing, which is to the north.
Okay, so everything's front, so there should be a wall there,
Where the-
like you said,
the
okay.
designated play space.
Got it,
has
and then
been
I'm thinking if
access.
there's a basement, really the safest place would be in the basement, you know,
There
in
is
an
a
actual
basement.
tornado.
There
so.
is a basement, so if you get out of the 115 wind zone, then it would work for that.
Right.
But is it an ICC 500 storm shelter? No, because the construction of the original building doesn't have uplift resistance or anything like that. It would work better than a hallway, it is there.
But then there is, you know, is there an escape from the basement? You have tornado, oh, there is, okay, so there's a,
There is.
There's a man door and an overhead rolling door.
what kind of door?
There's a man door and a rolling overhead door.
Okay, so,
If
two
you drive
different
back
ways
there
to
again,
get out.
you'll see there's a ramp that descends to the basement.
I see,
And then there's a rolling overhead door that actually filled that in. The opening's still there, but there's also
Yeah.
another man door.
yes. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for being here this evening and for helping us understand this, and respect you for trying to fill a need here in the community. For sure, there is a need there. So, anything else? I don't see. any more
Mr.
questions.
President, may I clarify my response to Mr. Caputa about the shopping center?
Please.
You tested my memory, Jeff, and I was almost 100% correct. Daycare centers are not allowed in a shopping center. A shopping center is defined as 2 or more businesses located under a common roof, not a common wall. So that's why they're not a shopping center. Thank you for testing me.
That's how I felt.
I would say if you do get access to the building, and if there's some communication, you know, on changes or updates or things like that, we'd certainly encourage you to come to the next meeting as well, too, because we may have more questions, you know, before the next meeting to be able to clarify, right? So first, there would be a first reading tonight, and then another reading would probably take place at the next meeting.
So do you suggest I wait before working on the building?
I don't believe you can start work on the building before,
Okay,
that's right?
understood.
Yeah, so it wouldn't be,
Okay.
it would have to be approved before you begin the work, so.
Okay.
But any details out of tonight's meeting that you could bring back would be,
Any details?
yeah, would be helpful. Once you get access to the building and you know more of like the operational plans, or, you know, some of the questions that were brought up that we weren't able to answer because you haven't been in the building yet, haven't had access to it. That might be helpful
Okay.
to have, so, okay? And you could always reach out back to
I was just going to
Deborah
say,
Irvin.
what
She's the building commissioner.
questions
Yes?
were not per se answered? Specifically that, what do I need to bring back, basically? What's my homework? I thought I answered pretty. Okay, the 2-year-olds, okay.
Okay. And we could talk more after this as well.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Before we close this public hearing, is there anyone in the audience who would like to comment on this public hearing? Okay. Seeing no comments, Councilman Egan moves to close this public hearing. Seconded by Councilman Caputa. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? This public hearing is closed. Thank you.
You want me to just leave this here?
The next item on the agenda is old business. The first item is bills for second reading. Bill number 10259. Councilman Egan moves to substitute the substitute bill. Seconded by Councilwoman Parson. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Councilman Egan moves for a second reading. Seconded by Councilman Manganelli. Any discussion? Oh, I'm sorry, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
Ordinance to amend section 405-251 outdoor lighting regulations to clarify temporary holiday decorations and additional general lighting standards.
Councilman Egan moves for a third reading. Seconded by Councilman Shildreth. All in favor? Any opposed?
Ordinance to amend section 405-251 outdoor lighting regulations to clarify temporary holiday decorations and additional general lighting standards.
Before the final vote is taken, is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak on this bill? Hearing none, clerk, please poll the council for the final vote.
Egan. Yes. Huda. Yes. Shildroth. Yes. O'Donnell. Yes. Pagano. Yes. Parson. Yes. Siam. Yes. Harris.
Yes.
Manganelli.
Bill number 10259 passes and becomes ordinance number 9253. Bill number 10260.
An ordinance of the City of Florissant, Missouri, authorizing and directing the submission of a ballot proposition to the qualified voters of the City of Florissant, Missouri, to consider an amendment to Article 8, Section 8.1 of the Charter of the City of Florissant to remove certain recommendations for the Director of Public Works. Sorry.
Councilman O'Donnell moves for a second reading. Well, we forgot to call for it. We did the second reading already, but we forgot to call for it. So we still need to call for it, right? Okay, so Councilman O'Donnell moves for a second. Seconded by Councilman Manganelli. Discussion. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
Sorry, I got ahead of myself. An ordinance of the City of Florissant, Missouri, authorizing and directing the submission of a ballot proposition to the qualified voters of the City of Florissant, Missouri, to consider an amendment to Article 8, Section 8.1 of the Charter of the City of Florissant to remove certain recommendations for the Director of Public Works.
Councilman Caputa moves for a third reading, seconded by Councilman O'Donnell. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
An ordinance of the City of Florissant, Missouri, authorizing and directing the submission of a ballot proposition to the qualified voters of the City of Florissant, Missouri, to consider an amendment to Article 8, Section 8.1 of the Charter of the City of Florissant to remove certain requirements for the Director of Public Works.
Well, that one has been read plenty of times. Before the final vote is taken, is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on this bill? Okay. Hearing none, clerk, please poll the council for the final vote.
Egan. Yes. Caputa. Yes. Shildroth. Yes. O'Donnell. Yes. Pagano. Yes. Parson. Siam. Yes. Harris.
Yes.
Manganelli.
Bill number 10260 passes and becomes ordinance number 9254. Okay. Bill number 10261. I believe there's going to be an amendment to this one. Councilman Egan.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to offer the following amendment to this ordinance. It currently reads, all resolutions shall be called upon for consideration once before final passage and shall be read in their entirety or by title upon introduction and will be passed on the day of their introduction by the affirmative vote of all members of the council who are present. I'd like to substitute that language with this language. All resolutions shall be called upon for consideration once before final passage and shall be read in their entirety or by title upon introduction.
Councilman Egan moves to amend the language, seconded by Councilwoman Pagano. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The bill is
Thank you.
amended. Councilman Caputa moves for a second reading with the amended language.
Second?
Seconded by Councilman Egan. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
An ordinance of the City of Florissant, Missouri, authorizing and directing the submission of a ballot proposition to the qualified voters of the City of Florissant, Missouri, to consider an amendment to Article 3, Council, Section 3.7, Legislative Proceedings of the Charter of the City of Florissant to amend requirements for resolutions.
Councilman Caputa moves for a third reading, seconded by Councilman Childrath. All in favor? Any opposed?
An ordinance of the City of Florissant, Missouri, authorizing and directing the submission of a ballot proposition to the qualified voters of the City of Florissant, Missouri, to consider an amendment to Article 3, Council, Section 3.7, Legislative Proceedings of the Charter of the City of Florissant to amend requirements for resolutions.
Before the final vote is taken, is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak on this bill? Hearing none, clerk, please poll the council for the final vote.
Egan. Yes. Caputa. Yes. Shildroth. Yes. O'Donnell. Yes. Pagano. Parson. Cyan. Harris.
Yes.
Manganelli.
Bill number 10621 passes and becomes ordinance number 9255. The next item on the agenda is new business. The first item under new business is board appointments. Councilman O'Donnell.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to appoint Jennifer Connor of Ward 6 to the Citizens Participation Commission.
Seconded by Councilman Egan. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The appointment is made.
Thank you.
Okay. The next item on the agenda is request, of which there are none. The next item on the agenda is bills for first reading. Bill number 10268.
Ordinance authorizing a special use permit for Dr. Sarah Briscoe, DBA Inspire Change Academy, to operate a child care center at 1930 North Highway 67 in a B3 Extensive Business District.
Bill number 10269.
Ordinance amending ordinance number 9184 for Dr. Yaki, DBA Dr. Yaki Rafa Elohim Holistic Clinic for the installation of a wall sign exceeding 40 square feet at 660 Charbonnier Road in a B5 Plant Commercial District.
Bill number 10270.
Ordinance amending Chapter 120 Boards, Commissions, and Committees, Article 5, Disability Awareness Commission, and Article 6, Diversity and Inclusion Commission, by deleting it in its entirety and replacing it with a new section.
Councilman Childrath moves for a second reading. Seconded by Councilman Caputa. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Against?
Ordinance amending Chapter 120 Boards, Commissions, and Committees, Article 5, Disability Awareness Commission, and Article 6, Diversity and Inclusion Commission, by deleting it in its entirety and replacing it with a new section.
Councilman Childrath moves for a third reading. Seconded by Councilman Caputa. Roll call vote, please.
Egan. Yes. Caputa. Yes. Shildroth. Yes. O'Donnell. Yes. Pagano. Yes. Parson. Cyan. Harris.
Yes.
Manganelli. Ordinance amending Chapter 120 Boards, Commissions, and Committees, Article 5, Disability Awareness Commission, and Article 6, Diversity and Inclusion Commission, by deleting it in its entirety and replacing it with a new section.
Before the final vote is taken, is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak on this bill? Hearing none. Clerk, please poll the council for the final vote.
Egan. Yes. Caputa. Yes. Shildrock. Yes. O'Donnell. Yes. Pagano. Parson. Cyan. Harris.
Yes.
Manganelli.
Bill number 10270 passes and becomes ordinance number 9256. Bill number 10271.
Ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept a proposal from Dakin TMI for ice rink mechanical system improvements and execute a contract pursuant thereto.
Councilman Caputa moves for a second reading, seconded by Councilman Manganelli. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any against?
Ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept a proposal from Dakin TMI for ice rink mechanical system improvements and execute a contract pursuant thereto.
Councilman Caputa moves for a third reading, seconded by Councilman Egan. Roll call vote, please.
Egan. Yes. Caputa. Yes. Shildrock. Yes. O'Donnell. Yes. Pagano. Parson. Cyan. Harris.
Yes.
Manganelli. Ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept a proposal from Dakin TMI for the ice rink mechanical system improvements and execute a contract pursuant thereto.
Before the final vote is taken, is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak on this bill? Hearing none. Clerk, please poll the council for the final vote.
Egan. Yes. Caputa. Yes. Shildrock. Yes. O'Donnell. Yes. Pagano. Yes. Parson. Cyan. Harris.
Yes.
Manganelli.
Bill number 10271 passes and becomes ordinance number 9257. The next item on the agenda is council announcements. Councilman Manganelli.
Thank you, Mr. President. Real quick, I just want to remind everybody, the most important day of the year is coming up on September 12th for the Italian Festival. We have half of everybody up here. That's been a great help with this event. It'll be a wonderful family event with live Italian music, food, and activities for the kids. Hope to see everybody there. Thanks.
The next item on the agenda is the message from our mayor.
Thank you. I first just want to send my condolences out to the family of Mayor Reggie Jones, who's such a great man and did so many great things for the city of Delwood, and certainly is going to be missed. And but just a great leader. We lost a great leader here in North St. Louis County. Thank you. So then, just a few things that are happening. This Wednesday is our next Wednesday night out. That's going to be at the Florissant Old Town Marketplace. This Saturday is the 50th annual Polish Festival, which is going to be at the Shane Home Association. That's going to run from looks like noon to 8. Don't forget on Labor Day, we got the bicycle race, the Gateway Cup. It's going to be through the Old Town area, starting right here at City Hall. And we will have a September 11th remembrance ceremony that'll be held at the VFW Post 4105 on St. Francis Street. At 6 o'clock, they're going to do a patriotic run, and then at 7, we'll have a ceremony. That'll be it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. The next regular meeting for the City Council will be on Monday, September 28th, 2026. Councilman Manganelli moves to adjourn the regular meeting, seconded by Councilman Siam. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The meeting is adjourned.